How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be jumping into my first game of ranked seasons on MLB The Show 23, so let's go ahead and get right into it. I spent $200 on stubs in my previous video. I talked about that, and then I also started to flip some cards on the market. Some of those captain cards, I also talked about that, as well as the World Baseball Classic players. I was able to build this team of really good, solid 90 overall squad, two 99 overall players in Ketel Marte and Mike Trout. I had to go ahead and pick up my two favorite players to use, or at least two of my favorite players to use at this point in time. And we're going up against Clayton Kershaw, and it looked like a couple captains as well. So this guy might have pulled a diamond card. I'm not exactly sure. But solid intro to the game right here. I definitely want to mention that. I want to show this at least one time just to give you a little bit of presentation. It kind of shows the two squads lining up there, kind of facing off against each other. I think this is pretty sweet. I think great addition for something that's, something simple that I'm sure wasn't simple to make. I'm sure they put a lot of time and effort into some of these cutscenes like this. And another thing I wanted to mention is that the announcers are pretty good. I'll kind of let you listen in. But this is my very first at-bat, very first swing right here. 2-0 count. We're ripping a perfect to the right side. Definitely a solid way to start it off there with the guy from Japan, Yoshida. I called him Kushida in the previous video, or a couple previous videos, but I'm going to learn a little bit about some of these guys. I'm going to learn more about it. I have not started the Negro League path or the storyline missions yet, but that is definitely going to be the first thing I do tomorrow. I kind of just decided to flip some players and hop right into some ranked because I'm going to have to go to sleep here pretty soon. But we got an opportunity to capitalize on a weird play. You have to keep in mind this year that on defense, you never know if your opponent, especially early on in the year, if your opponent is familiar with the fielding settings. And this opponent kind of just gave up to start this one, or at least in the bottom of the second. But we end up disconnecting here in this first game. I thought I kind of froze. I thought I might get the loss. I wasn't going to wait around too long. I was probably going to quit out of this one, but I think that's what happened with the opponent. I think the opponent kind of just turned off their console. I'm not really sure. But after a couple of seconds here, it does say lost connection. So with that said, we do get the win for this game, and they might have dashboarded. I wasn't really sure because this is right away. This is kind of like 30 minutes after the servers are released. I've already opened up my packs. I was already buying and selling cards because I was on the game a little early, just about 15 minutes early, which significantly helped me out quite a bit. But with that said, we're going to get into one more game here. We're going up against a pretty solid team. 3 diamonds in the lineup. He does have that 86 overall Derek Jeter, and he's leading it off with a guy on base. Derek Jeter gets on. That was a terrible play from me. I was getting ready to throw that ball in the center of the meter, and that's just not what you have to do every single time this year. So it's going to take me a little bit to get used to that. We are going to make a couple of errors, but we got to get something going right here. We had a 1-2-3 top of the first inning, and now we're starting it off with the first perfect home run of the MLB The Show 23 season. That's going to be Juan Soto. Last year for me, it was Ken Griffey Jr. I do not have that 89 overall Ken Griffey Jr. by completing the Mariners collection, but I definitely think that would be a pretty good card. This year, for me, it's going to be Juan Soto ripping the first home run perfect down the right field line, and that was really nice. So far, I've had a couple of perfects. That was the first one to leave the yard, and we're already in a jam here. We gave the run right back on that bloop hit. I had a couple of good pitches there with first and third. I was able to kind of pitch out of a little bit of a jam, and then that late base hit cost me a run, but it is what it is. We're going to have to score. We're playing on a low-level difficulty right now, as it is the second game of ranked seasons. I believe you start off playing on veteran in ranked mode. I'm not necessarily sure. And once again, this is just called ranked. I know at the beginning of the video I said ranked seasons. They took that off this year. It's just going to be ranked. You have an opportunity to play 1v1, 2v2, or 3v3. I'm going to get into that a little bit over the weekend as well. Some co-op ranked, possibly with some random people. But there, Ketel Marte, one of my favorite cards, if not the card that has the best swing for me personally. Had to pick that card up, spent about 79,000 stubs on him. I'm not quite sure what his price is at right now. But it was about 50,000 just to have a chance at one of those cards. So I figured that was a pretty good price to get him out of the pack. But there, Kyle Schwarber ripping a perfect 2-run shot, 107 off the bat, and 418 feet. That is a solid home run. Here we have David Wright with the perfect 67 power. Is that going to be enough to get off the wall? Nope. Right at the warning track. It is what it is. I mean, 67 power, though, if you parallel them up, maybe to the 70, maybe have a captain's boost, maybe that is gone. But here, Mike Piazza, he is smashing that one on a slider inside, just sat back on it. So now we have a 6-1 lead here in the top of the fourth with 2 down and Mike Trout coming up. That's going to be an infield single. He had kind of a bad throw on that one, probably had to hold it down all the way. But that is going to be an infield base hit. Here we're trying to go with a little bit of a hit and run. Kind of got a good jump there with Trout. Didn't know if I did at all. But that is going to be off the wall. Another perfect. Ketel Marte driving in another run. He would have been gunned down at third. But that was also another bad throw there. We are going to have Juan Soto trying to cash in that run from third base. So a little bit of a 2-out rally there. We scored 2 runs with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. And now we still have another chance. I just hit a foul home run with Ronald Acuna, and now we get a sinker up and inside, sat back on it. Hopefully we can capitalize on another run here. 48 speed, 2 down. We have to go for it. Another throw. That is offline, so we'll take that. It's a 9-3 ball game in the top of the 6th here. Mike Trout starting it off. Another base hit. That's his, what, 3rd base hit of this game? I can't remember because of the first game as well. Here we're going with another hit and run. Ketel Marte shooting that gap. Probably would have been a line out. And I might have been able to send Trout on this play, but there's no real reason to. We have nobody down. We have 1st and 3rd, and I didn't really swing at the greatest pitch right there, but he does have Kyle Schwarber out there in left field. Not the best range. We are going to be able to advance there as that ball drops down into left field. That's going to bring up Ronald Acuna once again, and he is ripping a base hit, or at least what could be a base knock. Infield hit there. Jeter is making some plays. That 86 overall or 92 overall, Derek Jeter, definitely a solid early game card. But Kyle Schwarber, another bomb. 2nd home run of the game. That's going to be a 3-run shot and gives us an opportunity for a mercy rule. We are only 3 outs away. And the mercy rule is activated after the 4th inning if you're up by 10 runs. And it was 9-1 after the 4th. I had an opportunity to hit a 2-run shot to put it to 11-1. I just missed the pitch right over the middle of the plate. But we are going to be 1 out away here. Kyle Schwarber, the common fielding first baseman, he missed the scoop in this game earlier. I threw a yellow throw and he missed one. I remember them saying over on the live stream that the fielding on first base matters for those scoop plays. But we are able to win this one here. Ground out to Ketel Marte to end it. Mercy rule, 14-3. Alek Manoah got absolutely shelled in this one, but the opponent also left him in while his confidence was completely tanked. And that's going to really do it for this one. We get Cy Young at the end of this game, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.